What's up, everyone? How's it going? In this game, we have sulaimanmousa, our blue English player, spawning in the west, kind of central west. Technically northwest, whatever. Spawning in the northwest as our blue English player. Down here in the southeast, we have VanDerDorf2 as our green Ottoman. I don't know. I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say that this might be an alt account of a certain French player named VanDerDorf. I think I may be wrong on this, guys. I'm pretty sure I am. I don't think that VanDerDorf and VanDerDorf2 are both the same French player. I don't think they are. I know I'm wrong. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think, though. As far as this game right now, standard opener coming through for both players. Very standard opener. 7-3 split on both sides. We didn't even get the early stone coming through from VanDerDorf, like we do see some of the other Ottoman players sending 5 out into stone, 5 villagers to stone. Let me see. That's a pretty far distance, actually. That's really far, because you're gonna spawn, and does that even get scouted? I think you don't get to see your stone until after your scout checks it out. Oops, sorry. Yeah, it's out of vision. Both players' stone are out of vision. That's strange. That's really far. Usually it'll be within your TC line of sight, but in both cases, for both players, you don't see it until after you scout it with, obviously, your initial scout. But with that said, we are going to be getting age ups coming through for both players. 99.9% of the time, it's going to be the council hall for our English player. We'll see what he goes for. Ooh, he's going to be going for a second TC. There it goes. 2 villagers on the council hall. Aging up, villager coming over to the stone in order to get the 2 TC play going. And the twin minaret madrasa is coming up for our Ottoman in order to get into feudal. On this map, I would really love to see trade, though. I don't know if it's a good idea against the English. Just because they are able to spam out longbows pretty early on and pretty quickly. Once they get like 4, 5, 6 longbows, it's going to be a little bit difficult in order to actually defend your trade line with decent stutter step. But I still would have liked to see it. He could have done a good, nice wall right here. That would defend against anything coming from the far western side. Yeah, a nice wall right here. Wow, that's a double berry patch right next to each other. I just noticed that. That's really good with the stone. Damn, I would love to put a freaking TC right here. Defend the double berries as the Abbasid. I got food for days. Food for days. But yeah, I think he could have done it. Another wall right here, using the stone in order to finish off the wall. Now that I'm looking at it, trade would have been phenomenal on this map. He would get a really nice full wall off right there, and then have the wall connect from this tree line to this tree line. And then you'd have your Sultani trade network right next to your TC anyways, or you could even put it a little bit further out. Damn, now that I think about it, and after I talk about it, that would have been an amazing trade network he would have had going on for him. Age up does come through for VanDerDorf. It will be finishing up for English fairly soon with a very quick 2 TC out of it as well. He has the stone, or no, he almost has the stone. He's 80 short. Almost has the wood. But a little bit after aging up, he will have his 2 TC. And it looks like we're going to be getting the second TC out of VanDerDorf as well. Iman Mousa is stealing a few sheepies. Ooh, there's 2 sheep right here though. Did steal a few sheepies from VanDerDorf. VanDerDorf will be coming back home with another 4 though, so it's not too bad. It's not like it's game ending. With the Twin Minaret Madrasa, he will have permanent safe berries right under his TC though. Even if a few longbows did come in, so if we look right here, they would have to take TC fire in order to try to kill the villager, and he's gonna need, I think it's 8. I want to say it's 8 longbows in order to one-shot a villager. I might be wrong on that. It might be 8 or no, yeah, I think it is 8, 7 or 8, something like that, in order to one-shot a villager. But we are not seeing any aggression coming out of our English player. Second TC is being placed right on the gold, in between. This is a nice spot though, in between the gold stone and then right next to the wood, so he's not gonna have to build a lumber mill for quite some time. He will be able to just camp out this spot. And where do we get our second one? Second came up for VanDerDorf while I was talking, so sorry about that. Second TC came up for, wait, how many did he have here? 7 villagers compared to 8 villagers, so a little faster. Not too bad, not too bad. VanDerDorf will technically be getting the villager lead little by little, or yeah, little by little. As you can see, it's 25 to 26 because his second TC did come up a little faster. And wow, we're getting the military schools kind of hidden. He's throwing them up in the back of everything. So if he does get scouted out, where is the scout for English? Okay, we're gonna have to keep an eye out on the scout for our English player to see if he will be able to scout this or not. In the meantime, getting the ecos up, did go for the Amon Vizar points. He's sending out his Amon right now. Start prepping for the inevitable age up. Once he does hit Castle Age, he's gonna be jumping on those relics, bringing back 2 of them as quickly as he can. In response to this though, since sulaimanmousa did see the Amons moving out, he's gonna make a couple. So far he only has a single archer. I wouldn't be surprised to see a second or a third pop out though, in order to contest these relics. But we do have 2 Sipahi coming out for VanDerDorf. It's gonna be a bit, like they're not even halfway done yet. The first one is barely gonna be halfway done, and it's still gonna take another 35 seconds after that for the first Sipahi to hit the field. So he is repositioning his first Iman. Second Iman is getting pulled back as well. Only 1 longbow. The Iman is going to be going to the north, the very northern relic, in order to try to pick up that one. I don't know what happened to the music. There it goes. Okay, I don't know. The sound has been weird lately. The last few casts that I've done, the sound has been kind of weird. Getting more military production up for our Ottoman Empire. Throwing down, what is that, 2 more barracks? I need to sneeze, I think. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see what happens. Yep, I do. One moment. Okay, I'm back. The longbow is moving up to the northern one as well. Did he see it yet? Yeah, he did see the Amon, and the Amon is going to potentially get picked off as well. One of the Sipahis has finally hit the field. Second one is probably halfway. Oh, second one's actually going to be popping out pretty soon as well. And we are going to have, who's going to drop their White Tower? It makes the most logical sense, coming down for our English player. And then we'll have the Mahmed Imperial Armory coming down for VanDerDorf. He should be, yep, there it goes. Nice little position that he has for himself south of his second TC. Iman is able to make it back alive. there's still the other Amon prepped and ready to go to pick up the first relic as soon as it hits Imperial, as soon as he hits Castle, he will be grabbing it. This Sipahi is going to be protecting the first Amon that's going to be heading back to the northernmost part of the map. There's only one longbow, but there are 2 horsemen out now in order to contest this. So this will be a little more difficult for our Ottoman player. He does, wait, he pops wings? Yeah, he does pop fortitude, does 50% more damage, or increases his attack speed by 50%, but also receives 50% more damage from melee. VanDerDorf hitting Castle, grabs the first relic, immediately starts heading back home. Second relic will be getting picked up shortly to head back home as well. Plus he has a third relic right here that's pretty secure in all honesty. Not veterancies. Yeah. Oh, he already picked up hardened. I missed that. Sorry. +1 ranged armor is coming through, as well as wheelbarrow. Scout on scout action going on over here at the northern side of the map. Amon is going to be taking the scenic route. It will still get scouted out regardless. Western side, spear versus horseman. Spear wins that. Second spear, and as well as the Sipahi going over there in order to help out. Scout Sipahi versus Scout Horseman. Scout Sipahi will win that as well. So nice little tactics here coming out of VanDerDorf in order to try to secure up as many relics as he can. Doesn't have a monastery up yet, so he's gonna just go ahead and drop the relic next to the second TC. Walls coming up over here on the north and eastern side of VanDerDorf's base, as we saw walls coming up over here on the south and southwestern side of our English player's base, as well as a small little wall over here on the northern part of his base. There is a knight out on the map. Thankfully these walls, oh, I don't think, no, yeah, the walls will be done. Oh, Amon will get picked off right here. Not too big of an issue since it is pretty close by to his base, but it is still gonna delay it regardless. Still no monastery. Is it monastery? I feel like it's not. It's a mosque. Yeah. So still no mosque. VanDerDorf still doesn't have enough wood in order to do that. A little bit of harass coming up over here. VanDerDorf has already picked off a single villager, unable to pick up a second, but that Sipahi is going to go down to a knight that just popped out. Villager count looking pretty solid for both players. 62 for sulaimanmousa and 7 military for him. 3 knights, 2 monks, a scout, and a horseman. For VanDerDorf squared, oh, this is a nice little fight for him right here. If he could pick off either of them, really. Deny the vision. If he kills the scout, I don't think he's going to be able to, though. VanDerDorf squared, sitting on 67 villagers, 18 military supply, 8 spears, 4 crossbows, 3 men-at-arms, the free mangonel, a scout, an Iman. Where are you, Mr. Iman? As well as Sipahi that's with the rest of the army. 2 relics have been secured. Military school, 3rd military school coming down. Where is your mosque, though? You need to drop your mosque. And keep in mind that you can... wait. 1, 2, 3. Oh, the Oman came over here. Where? Okay, the monks got picked off for our English player. We are getting a forward outpost in the middle of the map for scouting purposes. Why does the sound keep going out? Well, excuse me, the music. Okay, it kicks back up. As soon as I complain about it, the music kicks on. That makes sense. It should just be continual. What I'm concerned about is this part right here. Because on Golden Pit, on one of my previous casts, we actually see that when the wall is like that, it's not fully walled. I can't remember which game it was. I think it was Byzantine versus Azushi Legacy. The Zushi player was able to get into the base of our Byzantine, because of a gap like that. A few knights are on the wrong side of the map. They should not be here. At least not right here. They should be inside of the base of our Ottoman player instead of just chilling. Where are you, Mr. Mosque? And the mosque is nowhere near where the relics are supposed to be, or where the relics were. That's actually pretty funny. It looks like our English player might be trying to go up into Imperial pretty soon. Nice military count for our Ottoman player. He could put on a little bit of a try to punish our English player for attempting to go into Imperial. Quick walls coming up here, but the meta Sipahi and a scout are going to be stuck on the other side. The villagers are too quick on their quick walls, and it's actually punishing his VanDerDorf squared. It just punished himself right there. He walled off, and now half of his military force just went down right there because the quick wall was too quick. Oh, that is not good for him. But the spears are able to push forward. VanDerDorf's spears are able to push forward. He does get a couple picks on the English crossbow, which is pretty good. At least there was that. But there are a few man-at-arms on the other side of the wall that got 2 villager kills so far. We still have knights and horsemen for our English player next to VanDerDorf. BDF squared. I'm gonna try to call him BDF. I don't know if that's gonna work or not. Finally pulls the villagers that he had idled. He had about 12 villagers idled on gold. Now he has another 11, 10, 12, another 12 villagers being idled. Where? Oh, from the deer. He ate up those deer way faster than I am assuming he expected. No, not really. It's been 3 minutes and he had like 24 villagers on food. Yeah, on those deer. So there's 11 right there. So he had 23 villagers on those deer. So that makes sense. He's gonna eat those up really quickly. Still not too much going on. A few villagers might go down right here. A total of four villager kills for our English, 1 for VDF squared. Another villager. Oh no, that was a crossbow that went down. Oh no, a mangonel just popped. And VDF isn't paying attention. He's gonna lose his free mangonel. That's not good. Losing mangonels is never a good thing, especially when you're playing against the English. They tend to make a few too many crossbows. I mean, a few too many ranged units in general. But he does have the white tower, so he is able to pop out his own spring, or he's able to pop out springolds really fast. Let's see, what is the time? 15 seconds springolds? I thought it was faster than that. Yeah, I thought the springolds were a lot faster than that. 11 seconds. Yeah. So why did it say 15 earlier? And even then I thought it was faster than that. I thought they were like 8 seconds. But I think I'm thinking of the Japanese. I think that's what it is. The Japanese siege workshop with the Yorishiru in it. They crank out siege units stupidly fast when there's a Yorishiru in there. Little bit of a standoff. So I'll go ahead and use this time to, oh wait, never mind. VDF squared. Okay, really quick, don't forget I am going to be hosting a tournament, the Age of AoE4 bi-weekly Rumble #1. Also, keep in mind that it is a tournament series. It's no longer just going to be a bi-weekly event. It still is a bi-weekly event, but it also leads into a greater tournament at the end of the season. Depending on how this goes, I may just end up doing this year round. So throughout the entire year, oh, we might be getting our first fight right here. There are 3 mangonels out for our Ottoman player. And we are going to be getting a defense, or the Berkshire Palace at the front of the base. He's not going to be able to take that anytime soon. So our Ottoman player VDF is going to be backing off. Springald might be going down right here too. The wall didn't finish, so they are going to be able to shoot through the segments. Loses 2 out of 3 of his mangonels. That is not good. This wall needs to finish up. The Berkshire is 3/4 of the way done. Once that is up, basically this area is just done. You're not really going to be able to do anything from there anymore until you start getting your Great Bombard numbers up, or if you want to go into the trebuchets in order to deal with it. Nice, gorgeous shot right there from the Mangonel. It blankets half of the crossbows, but look at the Berkshire. It's just gonna lay down the law basically at that point. The range on it is absurd, and it just fires so quickly as well. And now we're going to be getting enclosures for our English player. A few upgrades, a few elite upgrades have already came through for our Ottoman as well. Should be sitting on elite man-at-arms at least, right? And spears, where are your spears? Do you not have any left? Oh no, still just veteran spears. It looks like he hasn't gotten any of his elite upgrades yet. Janissary guns coming through. The main upgrade, the most important upgrade for you English players out there, enclosures. You need that 100% of the time. No matter what, you want to get that before you get anything else. I'm not even kidding. Moment you hit Imperial, you go straight into enclosures. That's where all your sustainability is going to be. You need those enclosures. You need to get that when you hit Imperial. No, these units are going to be just suiciding into the Berkshire because it was just getting fired on. They were getting A moved. First Great Bombard is out. Nice little man-at-arms over here. Man-at-arm run by. A decent amount of units will be able to clear this up. Attempted quick stone walls, but still too slow, even though there were villagers right next to it. That was actually kind of delayed response from our Ottoman player. Military tactics, or elite army tactics. I don't know why I always think that it's called military tactics. And now we are getting a push down in the middle as well. The Great Bombard is out in the open. Is it gonna get ran up on by these man-at-arms? He's trying to micro them back. These crossbows need to get pulled towards the back line in order to defend the defend the Great Bombard against the man-at-arms. There is a second GB. Yes, Great Bombards. Remember, they did get nerfed in the most recent patch. They take up 4 supply now instead of 3. Not that big of a nerf. They're still, that's all I gotta say. They're just still so good. You get 5, 6, 7, 8 of these freaking things out. Okay, maybe not 8. That's 32 supply, but still, you get 8 of them out. Ain't nothing gonna be able to hold against that. These Great Bombards are running up too close to the Berkshire though, and to the military of the English player. Remember, he still has Springolds out that will be able to pick these off. The Janissaries need to repair. Janissaries need to repair. No, they don't repair fast enough, or they didn't start repairing fast enough, and now the cannon emplacement is through for the Berkshire. This is actually a pretty clean fight for our Ottoman player though. He's still getting a lot of damage and he is still pushing through. The Great Bombard has made it towards the back of the line, so it will start shooting those gigantic Kamehamehas at whatever the hell it wants in order to just kill them all. Look at the amount of damage it just did right there. 4 Springolds are out on the field now. Still not enough to one-shot a Great Bombard, but it is more than enough to just scare the crap out of it. Manga now is out on the field as well for our Ottoman player. Still going to go back into cinematic mode. I thought both players were going to be backing off, but I thought wrong. Our English player is going to try to push up even more in order to deal as much damage as he can before he does end up eventually getting pushed back. I don't know what that deer deserved to get shot by 5 Springles, but that dude is dead. And now the Great Bombards. There are two of them. They are the greatest of Bombards. It looks like he did end up going with the visor point in order to garrison. That's not the right word. In order to put a unit in there to make them attack faster. Their DPS is gonna be really good. They're just gonna shoot the living daylight out of the English army right now. And this is your optimal build so far as the Ottomans. You're gonna want Janissaries, you're gonna want crossbows, you're gonna definitely want anywhere between 3 to 5 Great Bombards in order to just deal with everything. But you still need to micro, you still need that control. You can't just be running into right underneath the Berkshire. That's a really good way to just lose a decent chunk of your army. These Great Bombards need to be microed. They need to be repaired. He's losing too many Janissaries, running them underneath the Berkshire Palace. And now hand cannoneers are out for our English player. Ottoman does need to back off. He needs to retreat just a little bit. He can't just be giving up so much military and so much ground for nothing, because he's not really gaining any ground. He's just losing military for no reason at this point. He hasn't really, I think he's only gotten actually one shot off onto the Berkshire. But now there's, oh, okay. There's five Spring Hills out on the field. VDF squared loses another Great Bombard. That's the second one lost so far. And VDF squared just keeps getting baited into range of the Berkshire. He needs to stay back. He is going to be dropping a forward keep in order to have a better position. But he needs to stop throwing away so much military. He lost way too much right there for no reason. He is going to be moving forward now with his Great Bombards. I don't think he has vision. Is that why? Oops. Great Bombard goes down. He's down to 1. Oh no, he's up to 3 somehow. Where are the other ones at? So he doesn't have vision. I need to get better. Oops, sorry. Yeah, he doesn't have vision. The walls aren't done. Even with the keep finishing up, he's still not going to have vision of it. He needs to put an outpost like right here and hope that no, he's not going to be able to get an outpost that close. Yeah, he would have to put an outpost right here, and that's going to align it with the outpost that he currently has. So he's still going to be lacking full vision. So this is a pretty bad position for VanDerDorf. He needs to stop trying to push down there though. Yeah, he needs to swing around to a different side. Stop pushing here. No, what are you doing, VDF? He does have a decent sized army. He is going to be able to try to push this back. His micro isn't the best though. He lost two of his Great Bombards right there when he could have easily just microed them into killing the opposing Springolds before they died. And now we are getting, wait, what are you villagers doing? There's too many villagers on the side of on the English players' side of the map. Those horsemen got completely obliterated. There was no way they were going to survive through that many Janissaries, but even then the Janissary numbers have been reset. Well, not reset, they've been pretty much crippled yet again. He was sitting at about 25, 26. He's down to 13, and he's constantly keeping them in queue. I think all 5 of these are Janissaries. Yeah. So all 5 of the military schools are Janissaries. He's going to be making those every, I think it's about 42 seconds. They're going to be coming out. Something, no, 38 seconds. I think it's every 38 seconds. He's going to be getting a Janissary for free, as well as a free Great Bombard. He can't just be throwing units away though. That's the number one thing I've just been saying this entire time. Like this right here, for instance, there's no reason for him to be poking up so far ahead. And then his great bombards are in the back, no focus fire yet. He does get 2 of the Springolds. 3rd Springold goes down, 4th Springold goes down. Okay, now this is looking like a push that he'd be able to handle. Men-at-arms are coming into the back line in order to try to kill the great bombards. Meanwhile, on the front, men-at-arms, janissaries, and crossbows for our Ottoman player are pushing through. Janissaries do need to come back and start killing off the horsemen. Nice little micro preemptively moving it away from the horsemen. Those horsemen do go down, and they will go down even faster now. The great bombard emplacement has been put onto the keep. More horsemen are coming in. Not entirely sure what our English player thinks he's doing right here, making so many horsemen against Ottoman when they have the best they have the best anti-cavalry units. They have the janissaries. They're gonna just completely melt them. And not only that, after they destroy your cavalry, they're gonna go and repair the great bombard. He needs to pull 4 or 5 of those. Perfect timing by VDF squared. Does pull 4 janissaries onto the... Wait, how did that die? Oh, there's 2 trebuchets in the back off screen that I did not notice. A nice pull on those janissaries to start healing up the great bombard. 2 of them are there, but it does get sniped off. He needed a couple more in order to keep it alive from the 2 Springolds that are next to the Berkshire Palace. Horsemen are getting pulled, attempting to snipe it out, but they will not succeed because janissaries. That's all I gotta say when it comes to that. The Berkshire stands tall still. It's at about 3/4. A few janissaries are going to be going down 4 freezies right there in order to finish off the Springold, which they will not succeed in doing. But I guess they're free. Sure, why not? We hear bells. I hear bells. Trebuchets are working down that wall, I'm assuming. Yes, a single trebuchet. Where's this? Wait, there were 2. What happened to the second one? What killed it? Not entirely sure. We have kind of a makeshift wall up here, starting to drop down farms, attempting to transition a lot of wood. 3,300 wood for our Ottoman player. That's a good bank he has there for wood. He just needs to drop about 24 farms right there. Just start transitioning into that massive farm eco. It's not like it's going to be as good as the English farm eco, but he gets free units. He gets about, I think it comes out to 2,600 resources for free every 1.5 seconds, something like that. I can't remember how long it actually takes the Great Bombard to... Oh, perfect timing right here. Ah, damn it. Never mind. Horrible timing. He gets supply blocked right before the Great Bombard is able to come out. Need to keep an eye on that. I think it's a minute 45 actually. About 2.6 2,600 resources. Oh, this is a huge run by over here on the eastern side of the map. Not actually that huge. It's 8 horsemen. It's nothing to scoff at, that's for damn sure. And there's a decent amount of villagers, but they are about to eat up the rest of the gold. And we do see a transition coming on right now too, a trade transition. 3 markets up and running right now. This is where the Sultani trade network would have been amazing, because throughout the duration of the game you would have been making a few traders in order to get the 6 out of 6 capacity for the Sultani trade network. The moment you are ready, just unleash them and boom, you're already at 6 traders, and your trade transition is that much faster. I was gonna say all the Great Bombards are dead. Well, all of them in the front line are dead. Another one is coming up. Second one, I do not know where it is. It might be all the way in the back. The second one is creeping up as well. We are getting a non-stop push right here in the middle, and I just think both players are just sending their armies into meat grinders. This Great Bombard is... Wait, what are you doing, GB? Okay, he's gonna kill an outpost. It will be going down though to those Springolds. if we got a little bit better micro out of our English player in order to do so. I'm not entirely sure why our English player keeps making horsemen though. Like, this isn't a good idea at all. It really isn't. Just right there, he lost over 1.5k resources to a handful of Janissaries. Like, he needs to do a better transition. We are getting raided on though, or VDF squared is getting raided on multiple sides. There's a full breakthrough on the wall right here on the southwestern side of the map. 50 villager kills for sulaimanmousa, 22 for VDF squared. I need to check to see how many traders. There's currently 10 traders out on the map for VDF. Do we have the transition coming through for sulaimanmousa? No, we do not, which makes sense because he really doesn't. Oh, there's the potential transition. 2 markets are up and running, or are up, not necessarily running quite yet. We need to see more walls though. He needs another layer. He needs to place walls, just like how I was mentioning earlier. Wall here, wall down the middle right here, wall down the middle right here, and that'll be good enough, because then he's forced to push through the middle in order to get to the trade. But now we're seeing longbows coming into the back line, and this is where it's going to get dicey for our Ottoman player, because keep in mind the Janissaries do take bonus damage from ranged units. 140 to 100. Wait, how is he gaining and losing so many villagers? I don't see any raids going on for him, or any raids. Oh, over here? Yes. Okay, was not seeing those raids. I am totally sorry about that. 66 villagers have been killed for sulaimanmousa, and 36 have been killed for VanDerDorf2. English player is going to be pushing down the middle yet again with horsemen, crossbows, longbows. There's a decent amount of Sipahi and Janissaries right here awaiting it, but the horsemen are going to be able to just go straight into the back line, start getting into the trade network again, or into that trade line. Meanwhile, a defensive keep is getting dropped for our English player back here, where the Sipahi Janissaries man-at-arms were putting up a little bit of fight, getting quite a few of those villagers, and the horsemen in the back line for our English player inside, or the horsemen for our English player are inside of the back line of our Ottoman. We have quite a few little skirmishes going on throughout the map. Horsemen, hand cannoneers out in the front against Sipahi man-at-arms. Another little skirmish right here right next to the Berkshire, which isn't a good position for our Ottoman player because he's in the middle of the Berkshire and a keep over here on the northeastern side. So this isn't somewhere VDF squared is going to be really wants to take a fight. And it looks like the horsemen that were in his back line have finally got cleaned up. 108 military right now for, or excuse me, 106 now, and the numbers are still going down for our English player. He's losing a lot of villagers. He's lost quite a few, more than quite a few. He's lost almost 100 villagers in the last minute and a half, 2 minutes. VDF squared is not letting up on this harass. There are villagers going down for VDF squared as well. sulaimanmousa isn't letting up either. 72 villagers have been killed by sulaimanmousa, 90 for VDF squared. There's just triggers going on everywhere, or alarms being sounded everywhere, but it's mainly sulaimanmousa that is losing more. Well, sulaimanmousa is losing more than VDF squared is, and VDF is still going to be pushing in. He's still going to try to get more work done. He really wants to try to get those springolds down. That's what's been just hurting him on his pushes. He has the critical number in order to try to pick off those great bombards if they reach out a little too far, and now these horsemen that have been wreaking havoc to his back line are going to get picked off as well. What is the... He's dropped down to 6. And he's been making villagers, VDF Square that is, has been making traders essentially non-stop for the last like 4 or 5 minutes, and he only has 6 right now. 6 total. He should have been sitting at about 20 if he didn't lose so many to all of those horsemen. He needs to start building that secondary wall like I was saying though. It needs to be put up exactly where I said in order to fully defend. He has these walls, he has the layers. Don't build your lumber camp right there. Does he have the stone? Yes, he does. He's sitting on 1,000 stone, which is more than enough in order to get the walls up. Now there is an outpost with the Great Bombard emplacement that's going to be doing a ton of damage to all of these units, but it looks like Sulaiman is gonna push through. He wants to end it now. There's a... Oh man, there's too many rams for our Ottoman player right there. That's a lot of supply that isn't going to be doing anything. Well, not too many. I think there's only 3 or 4 rams out at the moment, but still he needs to be able to micro back his units. He needs to gather them up. He can't just be letting them run in and die the way that they have been, like this Great Bombard right here to the right of the screen. It wandered off too far into the man-at-arms line, ends up getting clipped. And now we're getting the offensive outpost as well from our English player in order to give them the network of Citadel bonus. There's been a lot of action the last 5-6 minutes, but is the game going to be coming to a close in favor of our English player? Because VDF Square just isn't... He wasn't able to gather all his units up at once. Let's check to see what he has right now. He's not there. He needs to be able to defend though. I'm not sure if VDF Squared is going to be able to do this. And he also pulled away from the Great Bombard emplacement, which was a good anchor point for him in order for him to gather the resources he needs, gather the army he needs to muster what he needed to get. Another Great Bombard is out. It's at max distance and it will be doing a lot of damage, but the Springolds did catch wind of it. They are going to move forward and they are going to try to pick it off, not before it gets 2 shots off. Does go down before the 3rd one, and now the Springolds, since they will move forward, they did take quite a bit of damage from the Janissaries. The Sipahi line has went down. Men-at-arms are pushing forward alongside horsemen, crossbows, and a couple longbows as well, but the military for our Ottoman player just isn't there. He needs to stutter step these melee units, or excuse me, these range units back and allow the melee to do what they need, which is buffer. They need to buffer for the ranged. There's a couple traders for the Ottoman that are getting idled. What is he currently sitting at? Sulaimanmousa is at 117 villagers, 70 military, and it just keeps... He's permanently supply capped for the moment. 88 villagers for VDF Squared, 34 military, and it keeps going down. Just moments ago he was sitting at about 170 supply. Now he's down to 125. He's lost 99 villagers. Or yes, he's lost 159 villagers. Sorry about that. There's been 160 villager kills, worker kills for Sulaimanmousa, and for VanDerDorf he's killed 99, and there's still more workers going down for our Ottoman player. Another split off of horsemen are going to be going into the trade line yet again and start getting rid of more and more traders. He was sitting on 6 traders about 3 minutes ago. He has 10, and he has been queuing those traders this entire time. So the moment a trader dies, it gets replaced by another trader, and that's not good. Great Bombard is up and functional yet again. Massive shot onto the crossbow line. That's stuff that he's needed this entire time. Villagers are getting pulled in order to repair the Great Bombard. It needs to focus on the back line. It needs to get those shots off on the longbows, on the crossbows. Villagers are just spamming up heals and they aren't able to keep it up. Another Great Bombard is up and running. GG gets called. Game goes to our blue English player, Sulaimanmousa. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.